My name is Philip. This is my car.
You are now in the presence of a king.
So, my name is Philip. This is my car, and I've had this car for years and years. Basically, the story with it is my parents bought it for $500 from somebody at church, and what ended up happening is it broke down after about 3 years of use. I'm not really sure how long it was. After it broke down, it sat around in the garage for 7 years, and one day my dad was like, "Hey, if you can fix this car, you can have it." And prior to that time, I wanted to just part the car out and just sell it, make a little money, get some garage space. I didn't really think much of the car at the time. I was like, this is a piece of junk. There were times where I would just go in the garage and just hang out in the car. And that's when I really started to like the car. I'm like, man, this is actually a pretty nice car. And so yeah, then my dad's like, yeah, if you could fix it, you could have it. And that was my senior year of high school. So for about a month or two, I just spent pretty much all my free time working on the car and getting it running. And all that I needed to do was replace a valve, the exhaust valve, because one of them chipped. It's very common with these cars. It just, there's valve interference. If you don't change the oil, it'll chip one of the valves. So that's what happened. And so I did that, redid the cylinder head. I don't think I got it resurfaced. I just cleaned it up really good. Replaced the valve, lapped all the valves, did all that. That was my first time working on a car as well. So my first mechanic experience on a car was a major engine job, which was it was a challenge. You know, there's other things that went wrong and stuff. I remember once I put everything back together, I started pouring coolant in the engine, and it all just started leaking out. I'm like, what happened? 5 motor. It's not an R motor actually, but it has the R turbo. Pretty much everything is stock to the 850 except for except for the engine. You know, I had made these tubes from other cars and stuff. I'd taken this off an 850. This was for something, I don't know. I took that off a Saab, the intake going to the intake manifold. And basically the way I made the intake was that it would get actually bigger towards the intake manifold, so that it's kind of like a reverse funnel. It'll like push the air in a little faster. Oh yeah, these were like the first thing I put on was the struts, and they're still on here, which they definitely need to be changed. So this right here is my ABS module, and this is kind of a fun little thing I decided to do. This is for the speedometer. So all I did, because the transmission was a 5-speed from an S60, and it was a V70, and the V70s, the newer model cars, they have the speed sensor is in the wheel. So what I basically did is I just hooked it straight up to the wheel on one of the CV axles, and that's how I get the speed.